Okay, get on board. If we're gonna make that run, better do it now. Sun's gonna be up pretty soon.
I need a wireless machine. Do you have one?
In the office. By the way, I get my money up front, $5,000, like we agreed.
I will be back in a moment.
Murray, this is supposed to tell us something here?
Oh, not in this form, Nick. You see, what the computer is doing is picking up transmissions in the airwaves and translating them into comprehensible messages. It's sort of like eavesdropping on every phone conversation in the city.
Sounds good to me. Where's Cody?
I think he went into the press room, you know, to bring Janet some hot coffee. She's been working through the night.
Oh, yeah?
Hello, Janet Ingram. Thank you. I have a press conference in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to drink a pot of this stuff to stay awake at the podium.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Yes, it has.
Listen, if it's this crazy for you in San Francisco, what's it like for you in Washington?
It can get pretty wild.
Do you think that a small-town PI could find happiness there?
What do you mean?
Well, since last night, I've been thinking a lot about us. And I want us to give it another try. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to be in the same city, right? So I figured I'd move to Washington.
Nick told you about London, didn't he?
About London? No, he didn't say anything about London. What about it?
I've been offered to head the London bureau.
That's wonderful, Janet.
I'm turning it down. I even told Nick I was quitting my job so I could be here with you in California. I thought he told you. That's why you offered to come to Washington.
No, he didn't say anything about that. Well, Janet, you can't quit your job, you know?
Of course I can. I've thought about what you said. And you're right. I've let my career lead my life, and it's led me away from the one man I've always loved.
Yeah, but Janet, look at all you've accomplished. I've watched you deal with this whole situation now. You're not the young graduate student I knew 15 years ago. You're an executive now. You're good at fast-paced work. You can't move to a place like King Harbor. You go crazy there.
But what about you? You run a successful business. You can't throw that away.
Well...
Besides, you'd hate Washington.
I get used to it. That's the point.
But why go to the trouble? I'm willing to come to you. This was a much happier moment in my fantasy.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. A fantasy.
What?
Janet, look at us, will you? Will you look at us? We're right back to square one. How can two people who care so much about each other be so totally out of sync all the time?
It's a minor problem, Cody. I'm willing to come to you, and you're willing to come to me. If worse comes to worse, I'll leave Washington, you can leave California, and we'll set up a farm in Des Moines, Iowa. What difference does it make as long as we're together?
Because being together is not going to solve our problems together, don't you see?
Oh, this is an awful case of deja vu. I remember having the same argument in college, except I was on the other side.
Well, maybe I've matured enough to finally see your point of view.
But it's not necessary anymore. Look, I know I'm not the homemaker type. And I probably would never be a traditional wife. But I'm willing to change a little.
Janet, I don't want you to change. Don't you see that? I don't want you to change. You're a bright, hard-working woman. You're intelligent. You got a lot going for you. That's what I like about you. I don't want you to change that for me.
I didn't say I was going to turn into Harriet Nelson. I just wouldn't be conducting press conferences anymore. Cody, what happened? 2 minutes ago, we were willing to give up everything for each other. Now it's all turned around. What happened?
Do you remember that fight that we had the other day in front of the elevators where we both made fools of ourselves?
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, what did we resolve there?
I don't know. I don't even remember what the fight was about. All I remember is how we made up.
Well, I remember the fight, okay? And we stood there and we defended ourselves to each other about who we are and what we've done and the choices we made, but we didn't resolve a single thing. All we did is we made love, as always.
Better than always.
Janet, look, okay, so based on one great weekend together, we're gonna chuck it all away. We're gonna give up everything and we're gonna drop out together, right? I don't buy that for a minute. Janet, look at us, will you? We're just two adults playing the same tapes we played back in college, don't you see? The love is still there, the passion is still there, but so are all the conflicts, every one of them. You know, we finally agree that what we want to do is be together, and we can't even agree on how.
I always thought that if two people loved each other enough, that they could overcome any obstacle. Are we failures?
No, we're not failures. We're just humans.
I do love you, Cody.
I love you, too.
Why doesn't that make everything all right?
Okay, we got it. One of our aircraft carriers just decoded a message from someone making some kind of a transfer about 20 miles northwest of the Golden Gate Bridge.
International waters.
Hey, Cody. Cody, we found him, man. We're moving in.
I better get to my press conference.
If you will please be quiet, I will read the official statement released by the Liaison Division. This division has confirmed the murder of Danny Lee, an undercover operative for the United States government. An agent of China's intelligence network. As of this hour, Mao is still at large.
Nick, I see something. 1 o'clock.
For this country were involved in a meeting with Mao. Roger Dorquette was killed, and Mark Eastman remains in serious condition in a local hospital. It is unknown at this time how much classified information was forfeited by the agents before they were shot.